to my channel. I asked you guys to submit your questions on Instagram. I did say you guys could ask me whatever you wanted, and so I'm gonna answer. So the first question is, when it comes to your health, do you like juicing like greens? I do like some juices. My favorite is half carrot, half orange juice, and that's it. That one tastes really, really good. It doesn't sound like it tastes that great, but it really does. And as far as actual green juices, I can only have the ones that have green apple or a little bit of lemon or a little bit of both. I don't like when things aren't sweet. Like, I don't think I'd ever do a green, what's that, wheatgrass shot or something like that, or like a turmeric. Like, straight up, I would not. Somebody asked, what is the #1 thing to stay married? I don't think there's just like one single thing, but what I've learned from my parents that have been married forever and a day, or just other successful couples, is that you need to communicate a lot, express the things that you need, because the other person probably has no idea the things that you need. Even though you think that you're heavily suggesting things, you need to just straight up tell them what it is that you need or how you're feeling. And then on the other side, when somebody tells you what they need, if you're able to give that to them, then you need to act on it. Or if there's, for some reason, that you can't do it, then that's when you need to talk about why it is that you cannot do this, what it is that is impeding that from happening, and somehow coming to a happy medium. I mean, we've only been married for 5 years, but I think we've been doing pretty well. Okay, what is the next big thing you have going on? A new job, car, moving, etc. As far as a new car, I got a new car last year. My old one is still at my parents' house, and I drive that one around whenever I'm there. As far as a new job goes, I don't really know if I would want a traditional job. Sometimes I do get bored every now and again, and I'm like, oh, I want like a big girl job. Or other times I'll just be like, oh, I just want a job at a boutique or something where I can just fold clothes or just kind of stand there and turn my brain off and only need to turn it on every once in a while. But for now, there are no serious plans to start a real new job. If it was something that I could do working from home, I think I'd be more inclined to look into it and really try it out. But as for right now, I don't want to leave my pups. As far as moving, I do love this house, and we do plan on keeping this house and perhaps renting it out. But I do want to move and be closer to my parents within the next couple of years. So I have been starting to look a little bit online for a home. One thing that I did learn from having this home, I always was like, oh, I want a big 2-story house, blah, blah, blah. Oh crap, I'm missing. So I was like, yeah, I want a big 2-story house, lots of space, blah, blah, blah. And it is really nice to have lots of space, but at the same time, it is a lot for me to take care of on my own. And on top of all of that, 2 of my puppies are getting a little bit older, and so it's not necessarily the easiest thing for them to go up and down the stairs every time they need to use the restroom. So that's something else that I really need to look into, is maybe just having a 1-story home where they don't need to go up and down the stairs all the time. So that will be coming up in the next year or 2, maybe 3. Hopefully not 3, hopefully just 2. Next one is, what is your favorite song to sing out loud? I love anything boy band. I really love the Backstreet Boys, but right now the newer thing that I'm into is anything from Aitana. I really like her. She has a lot of just like really poppy, dancey, fun, sexy music, and I love her. Okay, so the next question, this one's really sweet. It says, I'd love to know how your hubby learned and supported you during your mental health challenges. I think if you've ever lived with like anxiety or depression, you know that it's kind of an ongoing thing. Even though for a couple of months you might be feeling really great, or even a year or a couple of years you might feel really wonderful. The next time something big happens, or it doesn't even need to have a reason, sometimes you just get blue for a day or for a little while, and it's just kind of an ongoing thing, and you need to be aware that it is going to be an ongoing thing for the rest of your life. However, my family in general has been extremely supportive. I know my husband and my mom and my sister and everyone, they went online and they looked up stuff as to how to deal with somebody that has depression and how to help somebody out, and just like the right things to say or what have you. The biggest, most important thing that my husband did was be extremely patient with me, not force me to do anything, didn't have any particular expectations of me, and rooted me on when I did make any kind of strides. And that really helped me because I didn't have the added stress that I needed to do a certain something or have the house super spotless all the time. Of course, I always felt bad internally that I could not keep up the house, or sometimes he didn't have clean laundry, so he had to do it himself. And as a stay-at-home wife, I kind of feel like that falls on me. So it's a little bit hard for me, but him not putting additional pressure other than what I was already putting on myself was extremely helpful, and I really feel like it made me feel really safe, and it made me feel like I could take my time. And of course, I wanted to do things for myself and just for my family and things like that, so I would push myself when I was ready. And I think that that's like the biggest thing. It's when you are ready, because if you try to do something before you're ready, it's just, I feel like it could sometimes make things worse. So yeah, I just feel like his patience was the biggest thing, and I did get really emotional when I saw that my family was trying to research things online to be able to help me out. I thought that was really, really sweet. The next one is, are you more introverted or extroverted? I think I'm a little bit half and half. I am really shy, I'm really reserved when I first meet someone. I don't trust people very easily, and it takes me time, and it takes people to be just transparent with me as to what their intentions are. Like if they want to be nice, I can, see that after hanging out with them a couple of times, and then more likely than not, I will open up, and then you will never be able to get me to shut up. Once I open up, I'm singing, dancing, just being extremely annoying in general. Of course, in high school, I was a theater kid, I was a drama kid. In fact, I was such a drama kid that my senior year of high school, I was the president of theater arts for my high school. So, I can be like super extroverted once I get comfortable, or if I'm pretending to be somebody else. But if I first meet you in real life, I do come off like I don't want to talk to you or whatever, but that's not the case. It just takes me a little longer than other people that I have seen to open up and be super bubbly and friendly in front of you. And that kind of leads into the next question, which is, what's something people always assume about you that is not true? And so that one would be, of course, that I'm a bitch, because I have a resting bitch face. So just like my regular face is just, I guess, seems extremely unfriendly to people. But like I said, just give it a shot and come up to me and just be friendly. And I feel like the more friendly someone is to me, like the sooner I open up. I love people that have really open and inviting personalities, and I really wish that I could be like that. And I try to be like that as much as I possibly can these days, but it's hard. It's hard. being vulnerable for me is something that does not come easily, and I have to work on it. And I feel like opening up right away to somebody that you don't really know is being very vulnerable and like sharing things about yourself in person, face to face, not on YouTube, because on YouTube I share everything, but in person it can be a little bit intimidating for me. When I was in high school, I feel like I had a little bit more of a reputation of being just like a huge mean person, and that was more of just like a defense mechanism to protect myself and not be super vulnerable when I didn't feel like I could be. That's not to say that I will not defend my family or friends to the ends of the earth if I have to, but I feel like on a regular day basis, like 99.9% of the time, I'm really friendly. Okay, next question is, what is the weirdest DM that you have ever received? Aside from the obvious, I think the weirdest DM that I had ever received was from an older man who was asking if I wanted to be his sugar baby, and yeah, that was the weirdest one. Okay, next is, what is your biggest non-physical turn on? Honestly, I feel like I've been so burned in the past that my biggest turn on would be like loyalty. If somebody is super loyal to me and just doesn't even entertain other people, which is definitely what my husband does, I feel very safe in my relationship. So I feel like that's like the biggest thing for me. Next one is, do you believe in love at first sight or just lust at first sight? I don't believe in love at first sight. I think it is gonna just be on the lust side. I think you can just be attracted to someone and really just want to get to know them. But one of the biggest things that used to get on my nerves when I was dating was people just assuming I was this specific person because I looked a certain way to them, and when they got to know me, they're like, oh my goodness, this isn't who I thought that you were. Well, like, obviously I'm a human being and I do certain things, and I'm not always going to be everybody's cup of tea. I'm not going to do everything perfectly how you imagined. And I think for some reason I've always picked guys that do that, while I was busy forgiving things left and right. They were just busy judging me, and I feel like that's usually what happens when you say you love somebody at first sight. Like, you can't. You don't know this person. Okay, and the last two is obviously, I think, what a lot of people wanted to ask, and I did get 2 questions about this, so I'm gonna lump them together and I'm gonna answer. So the first one is, are you still friends with Timothy DeLaGhetto? And then the second one, which was a little bit crazy to me, but I said, ask me anything. It says, if Tim divorced, would you give him another shot if you were single too? Okay, so first one, I would say we're on friendly terms, but we're not like friends. Like, I don't text him. I mean, he's a married man, I'm a married woman. I think that would be really strange to be texting your ex for whatever reason. I do say I feel like we are friendly though, because I feel as though whenever something has happened, either one or the other has reached out, and it's always been on a very friendly basis. And the other one, that would be a no. That was a relationship from when I was basically a child still to me in my mind. He's not necessarily the type of person that I would date at this stage in my life if I were single again. And I don't think I ever could go back to that space mentally. I don't follow him, so I don't know what kind of person he's become. I don't follow any of my exes. I don't look at any of their stuff. I don't know who they've blossomed into. So all I can go by is my experiences with him or whoever, and that would be just be no. those are all the questions I have time for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you want to see in the future. If you have any further questions, go ahead and message me.